Good morning everybody. I am from Raghu International School. Today I am here to teach you how to introduce yourself. Right. We all know if someone asks our name, so how to say our name. So we have two ways of telling our name. Okay. When someone asks you what's your name, so easily we just say that okay, my name is so and so, some X and Z. Right. But here we are going to learn the formal ways of introduction, right? So when do we use these formal ways of introduction? So when we address the gathering, so when we attend the official meetings, so when we talk to new people, or else when we introduce ourselves to any authority, we must use the formal ways of introduction. So just saying my name is so and so, it doesn't make the effective and it doesn't make the sense. Okay, so it makes so casual, it sounds so casual. So we are going to learn the formal ways how to introduce ourselves. So I'm gonna teach you 4 formal ways. So those 4 formal ways are mail. So let us remember this mail format. Okay, so each letter I am going to describe. So first, may. So with M we start with may I introduce myself to you. Introduce myself to you. Okay, so with letter M, so we can frame this sentence, this phrase to introduce ourselves in a formal way. And the second way is, it starts with A, so that is allow me to introduce myself to you. Okay, and the third one which starts with I would like to introduce myself to you. And the last one starts with L, that is let me introduce myself to you. Okay, so these are the 4 formal ways of our introduction. Okay, so we must know the difference between informal way and formal way. So when we say our name or else when we introduce ourselves to any well-known one, like our friends, our family members, our relatives, whoever it may be, so we can just say that okay, if they ask you what's your name, we can just okay, my name is some XYZ, right? But these ways, formal ways, they are called as formal ways. These phrases we use when we address the gathering or else when we talk something in an event. Okay, when we talk to any authority, when we want to say our name to any authority or else any unknown people, so we must use these formal ways, right? So usually we can stick to this format or else this format or else this format. Do remember, when you say may I introduce myself, just for instance let us use this phrase, may I introduce myself to you. Myself Mujibur Rahman we cannot say, because may I introduce myself to you, myself Mujibur Rahman we cannot say, just because myself is already included in the phrase. Again you need not to say myself Mujibur Rahman after using this phrase. You can just say may I introduce myself to you, my name is Mujib or else I am Mujib. Again myself you need not to use. Okay, avoid that. And same rule is for the second phrase, allow me to introduce myself to you, my name is or else I am. And third, I would like to introduce myself to you, my name is and I am. Let me introduce myself to you, my name is or else I am. Okay, either use my name is or else I am, don't use both at a time. And also don't include again myself after using this phrase. Do remember that. Next, so I think you all have understood how to introduce our name in a formal way. By using these 4 effective formal ways, we can say our name in any public gathering. As I have told, these are the formal ways. Okay, so formal ways, when we talk to any authority, before talking to them we must say our name, isn't it? So we can use this any one of these formal ways to say our name. And the second thing, when we say our name, if you would like to ask someone's name, how do you ask? Just what's your name? Again, it is an informal way. What's your name is an informal way. So even asking name, let us ask in formal way. So how do you ask in a polite way? May I know your name please? May I know your name please? May I know what's your name? May I know what's your name? This is the formal way, or else it also sounds more polite, isn't it? So let us use that phrase now. So if you want to ask someone's name, how do you ask? May I know your name? And I have heard one phrase from many people. So people just ask that what's your good name? What's your good name? We cannot say. Okay, because people might not have also bad names, isn't it? Everyone has a name. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it is good or bad name, you cannot judge that. So we should not use what's your good name, what's your bad name, what's your sweet name, what's your bitter name. No, just we ask what's your name. Okay, if you ask what's your good name, people might think, and the person would be thinking that, okay, if it is my good name, then what is my bad name? You would be thinking. So let's avoid that. It is incorrect phrase. What's your good name? So it is just found from Hindi. So in Hindi, initially people, not even initially, even nowadays people would ask that आपका प्यारा नाम क्या है? Okay, మీ మంచి పేరు ఏంటి in Telugu? Okay, these phrases they use directly. Through translation, people have got to ask that way. So let us avoid that way. Just say what's your name. Okay. After getting the name from someone, usually what do you ask? The second thing that strikes to our mind is we would be eagerly getting to know what place they are from. And what they are. Okay, what do they do and where they are from. Okay, so after asking name, what do we usually ask? Where are you from? Isn't it? So where are you from we can say, and the second phrase is where do you belong to, or else which city or else which country do you belong to. So we can use this phrase, or else simple way you can just say where are you from. Okay, where do you resident from? There are 2 or 3 ways. Those particular ways we learn in our further session. Second, so after getting the name and the place where they are from, what would be the third thing that we ask people is what they are, right? What do they do? Okay, where do they work? What is their profession? This obviously we ask, isn't it? So how do we ask that? So even this thing we can ask in these 3 ways. Okay, the first thing is what do you do? What do you do? Or else in simple way we can say what are you? What are you? In the sense, okay, I am a teacher, or else I am a doctor, I am a lawyer, I am an engineer. So look at this answer. So here communication part is important. So what is the structure of the question is asked from somebody and what we have to answer. So for an example, where are you from? If they ask I belong to so and so country, we cannot say. Where are you from? The structure is different. So answer should be in the same structure like I am from. If they ask you where do you belong to, you cannot say I am from so and so. We have to stick to the structure. Okay, I belong to so and so country. In the same way here, what are you? I am a teacher. What do you do? I am a teacher. But in this case, so answer can be the same. We can say the answer in the same structure, like I am a teacher, I am a doctor, okay, I work for so and so organization, or else I do my this course, so and so courses. These all we can say. Okay, so after name, place and their profession we ask, isn't it? So just now I told how to ask their profession is one way is what do you do, it's simple, or else second one what you are, or else what are you. Okay, these two ways we can use to ask people's profession. Okay, next, after these three things, what do you usually ask people? Obviously, why are they there, isn't it? Okay, why are they there? For an example, people might have come from different places. After asking their name, okay, where they are from, what do they do, okay, we ask them, why are you there? Okay, this we can ask in two ways. Why did you come here? Okay, what work do you have here at that particular area, and how can I help you? How can I help you? Okay, how can I help you? We can ask in 3 or 4 ways. Okay, do you need any my assistance? Do you need my any assistance, or else may I help you? How can I help you? Okay, would you like me to lend my helping hand? Okay, these 4 phrases are there. So let us go step by step. Let us learn the easiest way first. Okay, simple. How can I help you? How can I help you? So the person who got offered your help may ask you, okay, I want so and so things. So they can he can ask you, okay, I want this direction to this address, or else I want this address, or else I want to get the information about so and so things. He may say, then accordingly you can answer it. So afterwards, some personal information, how to get some personal information. For an example, if you got to know closer each other, if you got to know closer each other, if you have exchanged your information, so then you can go ahead for that personal information. It is not necessary, it is not compulsory to ask their personal information. If you feel that you are close to him, okay, you have got closer to each other, then you can ask general things like, what are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? Okay, what are your special interests? Okay, what are your favorite subjects or favorite places? Okay, favorite food. Okay, next you can ask about their last activities, like where were you at this time last day, or else what did you have for your dinner? So after, if they ask you okay, what did you have for your dinner, then you can say, they'll say, okay, I had biryani for my dinner, or else I had chapati, I had so and so things. Then you can pelt with the question in the sense you can ask them some connective questions. If you wanna extend the conversation, the key is asking the connective question. For an example, if a person says, okay, my name is so and so, and I am from so and so country or a city. If you wanna extend that conversation, people they just get stuck after asking their name and places, right? If you wanna extend the conversation, that is a communication skill. Okay, usually people, they get stuck after asking name and place, and what do they do? That's all. There would be no any more questions in their mind to ask them, right? They would be thinking, what should I ask him? How should I extend my conversation with unknown people? It's very simple to extend your conversation with unknown people, so which is known as communication. That is, you need to ask them some interesting and connective questions. For an example, they have said, my interest is driving. Okay, so I love driving cars, I love driving any vehicle. If he says that one, so immediately you can ask the connecting question, like, do you have a car? Do you have a car? He says that, okay, I have a car, or else I don't have a car, my friend has a car, or else my uncle has a car, something he says. Afterwards, again the connecting question, again if you want to extend the conversation, again you can ask, okay, what color is it in? What color is it in, you can say. So again he says that, okay, it is in red, okay, it is red in color, or it is black in color, so and so thing. Again you can extend the conversation by asking another question which is connected to the same thing, like have you traveled ever such a long journey, you can say. So see, you might have observed we have asked around 4 to 5 questions only related to one topic, like about their interest, right? So number of questions we can make, okay, related to the same topic, that is the communication skill. Okay, we cannot even get stuck while asking the question. If you keep on asking the question, you will be keep on receiving the answers from somebody. Okay, that is the communication skill. You can so if you follow this method, you can never get stuck in talking to people, in negotiating something. Okay, to have a good interpersonal communication skill with someone. So this is the right method to follow. So it is simple, just asking questions, connective questions, okay, one by one, one by one, one by one. So here you have seen the example with the same one topic, we have framed around 4 or 5 questions. Now just imagine if you ask their name, usually we ask someone's name, right? So when we ask their name, they say their name, right? So with getting the name, also we can frame number of questions, like they said, okay, my name is so and so. Then regarding the name itself, we can say number of questions, like do you know the meaning of your name? We can ask the question related to only name. Do you know the meaning of your name? Or else, okay, who named you? Do you remember? Third question. Second, okay, do you really follow the meaning of your name? Fifth question. Okay, next another question we can ask, okay, do you tell me the right pronunciation of your name? Second, sixth questions got over. See, only just asking name we have framed this many questions. That is a communication skill. And also asking some information. So we should not make our conversation getting bored. The other person should not feel that our conversation is getting bored. We must make it something interesting by asking some interesting questions. For an example, if you ask his hobbies, we can if you ask his hobbies, he says so and so, 1 or 2 hobbies. So with that hobbies, we can extend the conversation till half an hour only with the topic. Okay, you just imagine only with one related topic we can make this many questions. Just imagine asking and discussing any topic or else content, how many questions we may arise and how many how many answers we may get, and also how longer we can extend our conversation. So here the language plays the important role, even our body language. So while answering these all questions, we must remember our body language. Okay, spoken words is only 7%. Sorry, spoken words are only 7%. Okay, 38% is our voice and tune. Okay, and rest of the 55% is our body language. Rest of the 55% is our body language. See, spoken word is less. Spoken words, okay, it is just 7%. 38% is our voice and tune. So if you say something, for example, what's your name? Okay, my name is. There would be no clarity Voice is important as well as tone. Even if someone asks you information, okay, may I know the way to so and so hospital? Okay, you go straight and take left and go that this. If you say this one, there would be no clarity. So you must say something whatever clearly with the right tone. Okay, first you walk for 15 minutes. You will find the main road. From there you will find the signboard to take left. Go there, and if you want to get an auto, or else walk for 400 meters, then take left. There you will find the steps. So that is the office which you are seeking the address. So that is how you need to say with right voice and tune. Next, body language. So if something you say positively, if your body doesn't enact according to that, the communication becomes miscommunication. Okay, for an example, would you like to have cup of coffee? If you say no, your body language says yes, but your voice says no. Okay, that is where you get the miscommunication. So body language is important. So for an example, if you want to say something, say expressively. Say expressively whatever you say. So you have to express yourself, okay, as much as is possible. If you want to say some surprising thing, say by surprising. Wow, beautiful garden. So it's an expression. You cannot say wow, beautiful garden. So your body language is saying something, but your spoken words are saying something. So we must know the body language as well. Okay, if you wanna how to you can use your hand movements. Okay, you can use your facial expression. Okay, you can walk even while teaching or else while talking to people. So you should not while speaking to people, you should not fold your arms like this. So it shows your low interest. Okay, people would be thinking he is not interested in talking to me. Okay, he is not showing an interest to communicate with me. So we should not fold our hands. Okay, if you want to fold your arms, you can just fold your arms back and you speak, or else you can fold your arms like this and you can speak. So that shows your confidentiality. Okay, if you just hold your arms, the posture represents your low interest. It doesn't show any interest to the people who is speaking to you. Okay, so there are many tricks and also there are many ways of speaking English and how to communicate with people and what to communicate, and this is just an introduction, and in furtherly we are going to get to know, so topic wise, okay, about ourselves and classroom English and student to a teacher, what we have to speak, what the student asks teacher, and what teacher replaces students, and when we meet someone outside, unknown people, how to speak to them. Okay, when we talk to relatives or else family members, what to speak, what is a language that we use at home, what is the language that we use at school, or else what is the language that we use at office. So these are the various aspects we are going to learn in our further sessions. So until then, I will be available at Raghu International School as a trainer, and our school is located at beside BTS. Sorry, sir.